Round two of one of the most significant amateur events in the game is underway from Melbourne, Australia. It is the 14th playing of the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship, and the winner this week will begin a life-changing journey that will take them to the Masters and the Open in 2024. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo now to the highlights, and we'll begin at the fifth hole, Frank. And here is C.T. Lin, one of the favorites coming in.
Certainly is, Rich, but we've got different conditions today. Sun's out, greens are a little firmer. Going to have to judge the bounce. Plus, these greens are quicker. What a great shot.
Excellent start for C.T. Lin. Now at the eighth hole.
Dogleg right, par four. This is tricky, it's quick.
Go ahead.
One more roll, it's in for Lin.
C.T. Lin with 4 under 67. Big Bo Jin, he was right in the thick of it until he rinsed one late in Thailand a year ago. Bo Jin plays college golf in the United States from China. His brother, past winner of the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. Now Masayuki Yamashita from Japan.
And he rolls one in.
He's 1 under for his round, playing the front side. It's a guy from your home country, Zach Swanwick.
Just 17 years of age, Rich, and this is for Eagle. And already he has won over here, the Australian Boys Champion, won that in Tasmania.
Making his Asia Pacific Amateur Championship debut. Right now it is Kazuma Kabori, also of New Zealand, after opening in 5 under 66. 1-shot lead at the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. The Asia Pacific Golf Confederation, in partnership with the Masters Tournament and the R&A, proudly present the 2023 Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. And a glorious afternoon in Melbourne at one of the world's crown jewels, Royal Melbourne Golf Club in the fertile Sandbelt region down under, part of the Mackenzie portfolio that includes Augusta National and Cypress Point. Hosting the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship for the second time. Previously in 2014, won by an Australian, Antonio Murdocco. Well, yesterday was cold and blustery. Today, much more pleasant, 10 degrees warmer, 10 miles per hour calmer. Frank Nobilo made his mark here at Royal Melbourne, part of that winning side for the international team, captained by the great Peter Thompson, 1998. 15 times a winner around the world. Colt Knowles, former U.S. amateur champion, is out on the golf course along with Australia's own Paul Gow, who played the PGA Tour. And Amanda Renner has interviews and some fun feature stories throughout the day. Here is the championship leader. Kabori is at the 9th hole.
And that from a sand-filled divot, 114 yards.
Pretty sporty.
See, the green's just a fraction firmer today.
Jimmy Zhang here at the 10th. He's 1 under par.
Get in. Get in.
He's a senior at Duke University, showing his bunker prowess. 10th hole, par 5, easiest hole on the golf course so far today. Now back to 9. Kabori, back-to-back bogeys. At 7 and 8 have dropped him to 4 under. But Segura, surprising poor opening round, really has put him a long way back from the leaders.
He was the highest ranked player in the field coming in, World Amateur Golf Rankings. It just struggled yesterday, and you can get sideways here at Royal Melbourne. You put up high scores. Kabori 24th in those rankings. You see at number 16 there is the Japanese standout. Typically they're a strong contingent. You think about some of their great players, Keita Nakajima, Takumi Kanaya, past winners, and obviously Hideki Matsuyama. Lucas Michel won the 2019 USGA Mid-Amateur Championship. Australian star. And Sam Jones from New Zealand. And there is Yamashita inside the top 100 in those amateur golf rankings. Get back to the 9th hole. Frank, let's go down to Colt Knost, and what's he facing here? Long.
Yeah, Bo Jin's getting a little early look at the 10th, even though he's still got the 9th to play. Caught a ridiculously massive flyer from the left-hand rough. He hit it all the way over the 10th tee box. He's got a good 40 yards coming back, but good news is he's got plenty of green to work with, and this green actually runs from front to back.
Got a little worse by that ball running right up against the collar.
He does have some fairway grass before the putting surface that he can land it in. And you mentioned it, Frank, it's getting much firmer out here.
Well, these are big greens too. You start missing it, you do not want to be having to rely on your short game at Royal Melbourne.
Familiar with this golf course? He played the International Junior President's Cup here in 2019. Mentioned his brother Chen Jin won the Asia Pacific Amateur in 2015. How about this golf course, Frank? You first saw it, what, 1981?
Yeah, marvelous. Always rated inside the top 5 of the world ranking. We're playing the composite golf course here, so 12 holes from the west, 6 from the east. And of course, if you want to know about golf designers, look at those two names, Dr. Alistair McKenzie and Alex Russell. They'll play at around 7,000 yards, can be stretched out a little bit longer. Just 2 par 5s out here, but it's a challenge for everybody.
Saw that it was introduced to the world at that 59 Canada Cup, won by the Australians Peter Thompson and Kel Nagle. Combined 6 Open Championship titles, 5 for Peter Thompson. Nagle, a year after that Canada Cup, denied Arnold Palmer in the Centenary Open at the old course at St. Andrews. By the way, that year they beat Sam Snead and Kerry Middlecoff by a lot. And now Kabori for birdie to get it back to 5.
And it shows you how much nicer it is out here today, him going with shorts. Only Melburnians wore shorts yesterday.
Yeah, it was freezing yesterday.
But this is a really good look up the hill moving to his left.
That is the strength of his game, typically, his putting. And he has had sensational 2023. Won the Australian Amateur, the Western Amateur in the Chicago area. And just last weekend, Frank, he took down the best amateurs in the world at the Eisenhower in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, 5 of the top 6 amateurs were actually in that field. Shot 65 on Sunday. To be just the second New Zealander to win low individual. Last person to do that from New Zealand, Phil Tatarangi, 1992.
Not a long hitter. He is a polished player. Great set of hands, good iron player as well.
And he's no stranger to these shores. He's the Australian amateur champion. But this is actually where his run came yesterday, Rich. He heads to the 10th, made 4 birdies in a row. Segura. It's very easy to get defensive out here with the speed of the green, especially if you get above the hole.
Japanese national coach is Gareth Jones. He's out here this week. He's an Australian who actually was on the bag caddying for Antonio Murdaka in 2014, the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. Here is Azan Al-Rumi from Oman. Been a fixture at this event, Frank, hasn't he?
He certainly has. Yeah, it was his 9th time here. Tricky par 3 now. Back to 9. Bo Jin for his par.
Got a really good look. This one about 10 feet. Moving just a little to his left, but he hates it.
He's right in the thick of it at 1 over par. Not his best stuff, but still within shouting distance of this man who continues to lead. 1 over for the day. Opening 9 of 1 over 36 for Kazuma Kobori.
A little bit of congestion down here. You've got the 17th hole just to the player's left of the 10th. Dogleg right par 4. And Colt, if you can just miss those bunkers down the right side, you can shorten this hole up.
Yeah. That drive is headed right at those bunkers. Might need to go, and it does not cover. Oh, he is going to have to lay well back.
Be interesting to see how close he is to the lip. So this is not the sort of golf we saw yesterday. He was bogey free. Just only 240 yards. Rich, you referenced the one weakness in Kobori's game. Not the longest hitter out here. The rest of the game, well, it's normally error free. And as that hole opens up, it will be very difficult. Beautiful par 4, par 5 flows around to the right. Now Segura.
What a disappointing day for him yesterday. I mean, coming in as the highest ranked player in the field, so many expectations. And Frank, he just didn't have it yesterday.
Now look at that ball speed, 179, so that bunker's not even in play for him.
And this is a guy who won 2 events in Japan in September. One was a professional tournament, the other a college event. They have a strong college program in Japan. Bo Jin.
He has plenty of firepower to cover that bunker. A man who has come so close to winning this great championship.
He led for 71 holes at Amada Springs last year.
And he is just not comfortable with the golf swing. It's been a struggle for the last 12 months.
Yep.
That's a good looking one here, right over the right side of that bunker.
He has plenty. You love to see a golf course with a little bounce, a little run out. That's Royal Melbourne, Frank.
Well, I've always thought that's the way the golf should be played. That's why you have generous fairways. There's a lot more options. It's not just straight line golf.
This is one of the better scenes. This is Azan Al-Rumi of Oman. He's 39. Year after year, he's brought his son to this championship. This is what now, 8 years old. Azan used to play tennis, but then he saw Tiger Woods play golf in 1997, and like so many people around the world, he was inspired to get into the game. He later met Tiger at a DP World Tour event in Abu Dhabi. Azan played sand courses initially. Oman didn't get its first grass course until 2010, but he absolutely loves the game. He's passing on that love to his son, and here they are now with Amanda Renner.
Joining us now is Azan Al-Rumi and his son Yusuf. You are the only player this week representing Oman. I believe this is your, let's see, 9th appearance. I had to look at that. It's unbelievable. I think your first one, Yusuf was just 1 year old.
Exactly, yeah.
How unbelievable is this experience? What keeps you coming back competing here at the AAC?
I love this tournament. To me, it's the best tournament I have all year. I look forward to it every time. And yeah, as you said, it's the 9th time. I've been so fortunate to be representing Oman and looking forward to a great round today. One better than yesterday, I hope.
That's always the goal in golf, right? How fun is it to watch your dad? You've been walking all 18 holes every day, even the practice rounds.
It's very fun to watch my dad play because it's the first time to come like a big tournament to see my dad playing a good tournament as this.
What do you think the best part of your dad's game is?
His chipping,
What's the best part of your game? I saw you out there a little bit earlier.
putting, and my drive.
Putting and drive. So I have a feeling, will we be interviewing you as a player here in a couple years?
Yeah.
That's the goal, right?
That's the goal.
I know you're a part of the AAC Academy as well. Speak a little bit about how that helps you know, not just this week, but really in a really holistic way with your game?
Yes, a lot. I mean, the guys that's behind the AAC put a lot of effort in developing us, preparing us for this tournament. This is my second time. Last year we were in Dubai. This year we were in Thailand preparing for this tournament. They get us with all the information we need, and we've got the best coaches coaching me. And I want to thank everyone behind it, and especially Stephen Dean, the coach that's always supporting me and with me all the time.
They do an absolutely incredible job all year round. Now, you tell me, I want your insight. What does your dad have to do today to play well around Royal Melbourne? It's a hard course.
He needs to get better on his irons and the putting.
Dad, do you agree with that?
Of course I do. Yeah. I want to avoid all the big numbers I had yesterday. Yeah, and make him proud.
I think Yusuf might have a future in broadcasting, but first we're hopefully going to see you in the drive, chip, and putt at Augusta National. How about that? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Kid's got game, and he made a hole-in-one last year, Frank, at the Gala Golf Club. Will you love to see it?
Oh, you certainly do, and that, as he's talked about over the last few years, the experience that he gains from here, and for him, it's a can't-miss championship.
Middle East could start producing players. They're investing in golf, year-round weather. There's some good academies over there. Maybe we see him at the 2030 Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. Players like Yusuf at the Drive, Chip, and Putt National Finals. For more information, how you can get your kid into this, it's a phenomenal initiative. Go to drivechipandputt.com. And now the par putts. So really nice of Azan to take some time earlier today to chat with Amanda. So many good stories like this, Frank, sort of at the back end of the field. He mentioned those academies, the R&A, the Masters Tournament, investing in these academies so that the less developed countries in terms of golf can begin to make their way. Now Lucas Michel from Australia.
Trying to get to +5. And he's a man that certainly knows a lot about architecture, golf course architecture.
He works with a great Mike Clayton, who is actually caddying for Lucas this week, designing courses in this region. And here's Jasper Stubbs, and let's bring in Paul Gow.
Yeah, he had to pitch out of here, and now this is his par putt here. The wheels have sort of fallen off a little bit. He's struggled coming in. This is going in a little bit right to left. This will be a big save. Oh, wow. He's got out of trouble once again.
Yeah, shot that opening round of 68 yesterday. Anything in the 60s, those conditions. It's a wonderful score. Now, we saw the tee shot at Kabori at 10, his second.
All right, just a layup.
Fortunately, far enough back from the lip, Rich, so he could advance that ball down there. Still going to be a fairly lengthy third.
Back at the 9th hole now. Yamashita from Japan.
Up early on that putt, Rich. Just seeing a little bit more defensive putting today, despite the better conditions.
Bo Jin at the 10th.
Perfect tee shot, 228 yards left off a slight downslope. That's a 4-iron, and that is properly struck.
Yeah, you love that. Sawed off long iron shot with some wind, a la Rory McIlroy at the Scottish Open in what had to be one of the shots of the year. Hip high 2-iron. So we're underway. The golf course is holding its own unquestionably. It is Kazuma Kabori of New Zealand leading by 1. Wenyi Ding, former USGA Junior Am champ, is right there as well.
Currently just 8 players in the red at the moment. There will be a cut that will fall tonight. 60 players and ties for the first time. Standard of golf has improved over these 14 years of this championship, and currently that's about +10. So that'll be back-to-back 76ers will get you in. 37 different countries though, and 7 players from my native New Zealand, one of which